Today we're at the Tennessee Golf Facility. We got some special guests on the show.
Hey, Bryce Lewis, redshirt senior from Hendersonville, Tennessee.
My name's Caleb Surratt. I'm from North Carolina. I did a year and a half here before turning professional.
Who are your top golfers this year?
I would say for me, I'd say John Rahm, obviously, winning last year. Jordan Spieth's always tough to beat at Augusta. And then obviously, as a lefty, I'm always rooting for Phil. And who's not rooting for Tiger Woods, obviously, to win another one.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's hard to bet against Scotty Scheffler. I mean, he's clearly the best player in the world.
He's kind of struggled this year, though.
Yeah, I know. Scotty's had a terrible year.
He's been terrible, yeah.
Scotty is winning everything, and he's, he sounds like he's learned how to putt. So, Besides Scotty, I'd say John is going to be tough to beat and a good competitor. But my sleeper pick's Akshay Bhatia. I was down there yesterday, and I got to watch him play a little bit, and he is. I mean, his strokes gained last week was better than any tour event of all time. So, I mean, he's rolling hot, and I think he could have a chance.
How's Rahm hitting it though?
Perfect
around
cut.
him a lot.
It's cut.
How do y'all feel about Tiger not wearing his red on Sunday?
He's not wearing red on Sunday?
Did you hear about that?
No.
So apparently, his deal with Nike, he ended it, so there will be no Nike red.
I don't know. I would like to see some sort of fire pink come out maybe on Sunday. Maybe just throw it up. Maybe some yellow pants too. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's kind of sad though.
What storylines and plots should we look out for this year in the Masters?
I think I would say Brooks could be a hot line. He's a guy that, he has a lot of anticipated success coming in. He's a guy that everybody thinks is always going to be at the top. He just had a recent putter switch, which he hasn't ever done, and he didn't play his best in Miami last week. So I think that'll be an interesting, story at some point. And maybe even Akshay after a win, see what he does.
What about you, Bryce?
I don't know. I mean, apparently Tiger's been playing really good, and so a lot of people said that he was playing great, and he could potentially have a chance of being in contention. So I mean, you can never really count that guy out. Probably the best player that's ever played the game. That'd be sweet if he actually was in contention come Sunday. Definitely drive some viewers up and stuff.
What about the dinner cards this year? Did you take a look at them?
Yeah, Bubba Watson's made me want to throw up.
Really?
Yeah, it was just grilled chicken and I don't even know what it was, key lime pie or something. Probably the two worst things that I could think of eating. Scotty Scheffler's was fire. And then I liked Hideki. He's a big sushi guy.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's probably raw, which is, I don't know.
Not a big raw sushi guy.
Yeah, but that's real sushi, I guess.
True.
I think Rahm's champion dinner was pretty elite. If you look at the menu, it's pretty hard to beat.
Bubba's this year is just kind of for everyone. He's I'm going to get something for everybody here.
He does not have an expanded palate, though. He's chicken tenders and fries type of guy.
Oh, my God, that was awful. That was a horrible champions dinner list. You can have whatever you want. I think Jack Nicklaus's was really good. It was lobster and filet. And if you're going to get sea bass, just go ahead and go all out.
All right, so a little fun fact here, but 44 bunkers at Augusta, and the sand in those bunkers, it's not just regular sand, so I don't know if y'all knew that, but in North Carolina, there's a quartz mine, and they get a byproduct from that. It's tiny crystals and grains from there, and just use it for electronic devices. Did you know that? The sand in there?
I think I had heard that before. I've been lucky enough to play there. So it is a different type of sand. It's weird. It's not normal.
So it's not the sand that we have out
No. But it's, whatever they have, it's definitely nicer than any other golf course. They just go above and beyond what a normal golf course does.
Yeah, I mean, I think you see a bunch of players spinning the ball more out of that sand. Even yesterday when I was watching, you could watch guys spin it from 40 yards out of the bunker shot.
So you were there this weekend?
I was there yesterday watching the practice round.
Holy cow.
So it was pretty cool, but still don't want to hit it in the sand. Hit it on the green.
Especially on 5, those two bunkers on 5, you look at it on TV, they're in the fairway, they're right next to each other. They don't look that bad, but they're 20 feet deep. You can barely get a wedge out of it, so don't hit it in those.
All right, we're kind of switching the subject here, but You both have unique stories to bring to the Tennessee golf legacy. Kind of share some of that and your experience, Bryce, with you being a fifth-year senior and you kind of, leaving, going professional. What has that been like?
Yeah, I guess I'll start. I mean, it's been a long few years for sure. Sometimes you feel like you lose the drive of you being here for a while, but I mean, I wouldn't take back anything that's happened so far. I mean, it's been the best, actually 6 years to, if you want to be technically correct.
He's the grandpa.
Yeah, godfather of the golf team. But yeah, it's been super grateful for the experience. Everything we get to do is super cool. Going to Cabo and Puerto Rico, California, and going to all these cool places and not having to spend a dime. It's pretty nice. Gotten to play some really cool spots. And played some good golf along the way, won a lot of stuff, and hopefully not done yet, and try to win a national championship here in the last year.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I have had a very different route than Bryce, per se, but
not a bad thing.
I started a lot of my amateur golf kind of when I was in high school, so a lot of the same tournaments that college golfers get to experience outside of college golf, I had started playing when I was in high school, so I felt like I was really prepared coming to the University of Tennessee. And then once I got here, we got rolling really quick. Won my first event. Our team was amazing. We played great. We won 3 times last year, I'm pretty sure, as a team. And then just had a crazy opportunity to turn professional and play on John Rahm's team. And it was just so a shot in the dark. It was
Saying
so,
was so casual. Like, I just had a chance to play a John Rahm, and
well, it just came out of nowhere.
Cool.
It was
it's like that's a huge deal. I think anybody would kill to have like a 9-hole hit with one of them.
No, I mean, there's a lot to learn from him. Like, obviously, you want to be around John Rahm for the press and to be noticed, and so he can spend time with you. But like when you get to spend a lot of time with him, you learn a lot. And like I've noticed myself getting a lot better, learning a lot of the easy stuff and the stuff that he does well and all the other players do well. So I've been thankful for that opportunity, but it's definitely been a wild and honestly, I know Lewis said it's been a long ride. It's been a really quick ride for me. It's been all over the place.
So y'all's kind of friendship, I've heard it's like a Spieth and Thomas type deal. Talk about y'all's kind of friendship and how it's grown, and when did y'all first meet?
I think when he came on a visit here, we went and played Foxed In, and we had similar interests on the golf course. And then we had the same kind of summer schedule. Like he got in all the big amateur tournaments as a high schooler, and I was playing in them. And so we just traveled together, and then that's kind of
it hasn't really grown. It's kind of been the same. Like we just I feel like we just hit it off early. We're pretty similar people.
Yeah.
So talk to me about your favorite travel story.
Okay. Yeah, this one's an easy one for me. Caleb got a PGA Tour event in Bermuda. He's probably like running around like, crap, I got to have a caddy. Just realized he has to have a caddy for the event.
Didn't have a passport. Never been out of the country.
Okay. He's like, do you want a caddy? I'm like, yeah, sure. We get over there. We should have taken the $3,500 buyout that Delta was giving us to give up our seats for the week.
To fly the next morning.
Yeah, we should have done that, but we didn't. So we get there on time, whatever, he makes a cut, plays great. I give him, long story short, I give him an off number on the caddy job because you can't have a rangefinder. Yeah. I step it off. I'm off about 18 yards. We make a 12, and that's my fault. And so Caleb's got a few PGA Tour records now for like biggest differential and strokes on the PGA Tour, which is, hey, that's cool. I told him, like, if you would have had 2 records before the week started, we would have taken that, right? And he's like, yeah. And then, after all of that, we had a terrible day on the golf course. He almost dies from eating cashews.
Are you allergic?
Extremely. And they had it in the chicken without like a tag. And then we're in a third world country, feels like.
Do you have like an EpiPen?
I didn't at the time.
Oh gosh. Is there an EpiPen?
That's the worst part.
That's like the one thing.
Extremely allergic.
But then we're like sitting there in the middle of Bermuda where it's not like just go to CVS and get Benadryl, call an ambulance, they'll bring you an EpiPen. It's like, what do we do now? And my throat's closed and I got like 40 minutes.
40 minutes.
Yeah, no,
40
seriously.
minutes till like
my throat is completely
suffocation.
closed. And yeah, no, it was bad. And then I get, I somehow get some medicine, fine, go throw up the rest of the afternoon, sleep all day.
Yeah.
Wake up the next morning, me and Lewis are teeing off first off because we're in dead last of making the cut. And we're literally playing by ourselves.
Yeah.
It's literally me, him, and a marker. And a marker is just watching, just a one-some. Go out there and shoot 64.
He can't find his passport. That same day we're leaving in the afternoon, he still can't find his passport. Like, I thought he was going to die the day before. I'm screaming profanities around these Bermudians. Like, that was a tough day.
Where was your passport?
Still haven't found it.
So how did you get back?
No, I'm kidding.
How did you get back?
It was
Well,
like
the real story is I didn't even
it was like it was like under your clothes.
Because they won't
I
let
don't
you.
know.
I also
come back
didn't
into
even
the country.
have a passport until a week before the event. I got into the week like 3 weeks notice, and I was like, shoot, I gotta get a passport. I've never even been out of the country. And so yeah, I had to get one super fast somehow, and
That
did.
is wild.
We got a lot of wild ones, but that's
That one's a good one.
a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so golf is kind of like a crazy game, as that story just kind of told us. A lot of ups and downs. So to the average golfer, what is the key thing to execute when playing a game?
Don't three putt.
In order to keep
Yeah.
yourself happy with your game.
I mean, I think hitting it in play off the tee is like you said, no three putts, like trying to avoid like doubles and triples, like not short siding yourself on a like chip and stuff, no double chips. I mean, those are
The most
easy.
The most honest piece of advice I'd give, like, because you said like to stay happy.
Yeah, just stay happy.
It seems like to me, like every time I play with, you said it, average golfers, like
your regular Joes,
right?
you know, they're just going out to
it's
have a good
always
time.
the expectations. It's the people that used to be really good that have then gotten older and they expect to play how they did and they can't, right? Because they're working or you're playing. So if you want to have fun, you just can't have the same expectations as maybe you once had in your life, you know,
Right.
like.
Do y'all think when you get older, you're gonna be able to still play?
No, I'm definitely gonna have fun.
We're gonna have to do like a recap, like when y'all get older and y'all are like old, just like y'all two golfing, just for the show.
Still be here.
Yeah. I'll still be here.
God,
I'll be
Bryce
here
will
for my
probably still be
12th year. Hopefully, I stay eligible. Well, maybe. But yeah, I'll still be here for the Godfather of the golf team for sure.
So, last kind of time we were in here, we did a golf facility tour and played some golf here. What would you say is the best part of this year's golf team here?
I mean, I feel like we're just pretty close as a team, and we just got a new gym over there. Like, you don't see that anywhere else, to be honest. You know, you can just really start your day off right, go in there, and then you just go. We're just so grateful and lucky here. We can just do cold plunge and sauna and like, you know, just things to get your day started off better, that separate us from other schools. And that just kind of goes back to like the alumni of Tennessee and like all the supporters that we have.
Right.
Wouldn't be possible without them, obviously, because, you know, they're the ones that funded that. So like I said, we're just super grateful to have that. And everybody on the team is like aware of that, and even him, like he still gets to come back here, and we've created like this hang kind of. So
the hang?
like all professional golfers that have played golf at Tennessee are allowed to come back here and practice and use all of this. And so in 10 years, when you know Coach Webb has created some sort of like dynasty here, like everybody can come back, and there's going to be like 30 people here at once, like all striving toward this one goal. And so it's just cool. You know, it's a cool hang, and it's like one of the better views in Knoxville, I think. So it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I bet you were not too happy about all them getting the facility updates as soon as you left. And then
still
you're like,
use it,
well, I
trust
can
me.
come back.
Yeah,
That's cool though that they have that.
honestly, it's better because I can use it whenever I want.
Yeah.
I don't
True.
have to. I got to be there at 6 a.m. No, mine's been different. Like experience with the team this year, right? Because I was only here for half the year, and I didn't really get to compete in the first event because I was getting back from the Walker Cup and I got sick, and then it was just wild.
Why are you
right?
laughing at that? You got sick.
Because I don't know. I feel like you always get sick.
I mean, dude, I get sick so much, and
It's the Knoxville weather.
That's awful, I know, I'm terrible.
yeah, it was terrible. But I mean, it's just been cool watching from afar, right? Like, it's cool seeing everything that he's saying about them becoming closer as a team. Like, you know, I think we all kind of had some differences, right? But I do think, like, there was a lot of glue on the team, and I feel like I was a piece of the glue, right? Like, I think I got along with everybody pretty well, and we were all really good friends. And with me being gone now, it's probably been harder on me than it has been on them, because, you know, I've been traveling the world and a lot, quite frankly, by myself, you know, rather than going everywhere.
Probably not the best idea given y'all's Bermuda story,
Yeah.
but I hope there's people there that have your EpiPens.
No, they do,
Yeah.
but like, it's just different when, you know, not everything's handled for you,
Right.
you know, and it's different going to Hong Kong than it is going to Virginia, you know, so I've kind of had to really learn how to adapt, but it's nice living here, and what Lewis said about being a professional golfer and coming back here, because I can always, like, it's just a peace of mind thing. Like, when I'm here this week and next week, but before I leave again, like, it's just how it always was and is, you know.
You just come back to your roots almost.
Yeah, exactly.
So traveling is, of course, a big part of golf, but kind of tell us your travel schedule. Representing the University of Tennessee all over, what's it like to travel so much and be a student, Bryce? And then for you, Hong Kong is, I mean, that's a long travel.
No,
So just explain kind of like your travel schedule.
Yeah, it's cool still being on the team. Like, so when we go to San Francisco and stuff, we get to go Vols, like, kind of everywhere we go. That's cool, like, traveling the country, and there's always somebody saying go Vols. Like, literally in Virginia yesterday, we were getting sandwiches in this, like, gas station. I mean, we're in Charlottesville, Virginia, sort of, you know, the University of Virginia is, and there's, like, 2 people that came in and were like, go Vols. And they're like, we went to school there. Or, like, there's somebody said, like, their son went there, I think. But it's like everywhere you go, somebody is connected to Tennessee. I feel like
the Tennessee fan base is, like,
it's
well
huge.
represented everywhere.
Yeah, it's everywhere you go. Like, somebody's saying go Vols. Like, I feel like I live in the Atlanta airport. And so every time I'm, like, walking up and down the Atlanta airport, it's like, I mean, it's got to be like 12 times every time somebody's screaming, like, go Vols. So that's pretty cool, just being able to travel and, like, represent such a, like, nationwide logo, you know?
yeah, maybe not
Have you
the
heard
same.
of Go Balls in Hong Kong yet?
I have. Believe it, that's where I was going. Seriously,
Let's go.
like,
No way.
you know, maybe in some of these international places you don't, but, like, I played in Miami last week, and there was tons of thousands of people watching, and, like, I feel like every fairway I was walking up, it's like, okay, well, you know, go Vols, you know, like,
That's awesome.
so that it is cool. But yeah, I mean, my travel schedule's it's changing, and I'm not the traveler yet. Like, I've been out of the country like 3 times in my life before 2024, so maybe 4. So yeah, I did a trip around the world not too long ago. I went from Knoxville to Miami to Spain to Jeddah to Hong Kong to LA back to Knoxville.
Holy cow. I'm exhausted just hearing that.
It was
honestly.
awful. And I'll be going to Australia next Saturday, and then to Singapore, and then Singapore back. And so I'm learning how to fly. At least I'm getting my miles out of it.
All right, Caleb. So take us through the live announcement, and kind of like it's just exciting. I mean, being in college and when you got announced, I know a lot of people around here were really excited for you. But just walk us through what it was like.
Yeah, I mean, I've told everybody, like, my first point of contact with the guys or first point of contact to, like, contracts signed by all parties, which would be like 8 total people, was a total of like 2.5 weeks. Like, it was the fastest of any player by far. Like, it was just, because once I was committed to it, I was almost to the sense of like how do I not screw this up? Funny story with that, like, when I was playing the Jones Cup Amateur, and I knew that, like, that following Monday was going to be the day where I was going to know if it was going to happen or not. And I'd already made up my mind I was going to go if it did not fall through. So I was playing that whole weekend with, like, the most pressure of my life, and nobody knew. Like, I couldn't tell anybody. So, and it was tough. But I'm very thankful to be there now, and, like, once I've really started to embrace being there and embracing competing with those players rather than kind of trying to fight fight it a little bit, or trying to stay away from the publicity or embrace one role versus another. Like once I've embraced it all, I've really been enjoying it and getting better from it.
How hard is it to keep it a secret though? Like
it was hard. It was just hard playing because I was like, oh man, if I play good today, is it gonna have to play bad? If I play really bad tomorrow, are they gonna pull it? Like,
right.
And I didn't really know.
That's a lot to take in.
It was, it was a lot of pressure just because it was out of my control.
And you were a student at the time too, so like.
Yeah, it was right early January, so a few months back, and I didn't know where my next destination was gonna be. I really didn't, and on top of that, I had to kind of factor in what a lot of people were gonna think, what a lot of people that are close to me were going to think when they first found out. But then all in all, it ended up happening. We had a team call and a few days later, and I explained everything, and I had everyone's full support. And the people who I love and care about are really the only opinions that really matter like crazy to me. So I was very thankful for that.
What'd you think, Bryce?
I was pumped for him. I was like, I remember when he first told me, he's like, should I do it? I was like, yeah. Yeah. He works super hard. Nobody that's more deserving than Caleb for an opportunity like that, and it's cool to watch. I'm a big Liv fan now. I watch like every week.
He's always been a big Liv fan. Don't let him fool you.
I have been a big Liv fan. I want to be on the Fireballs one day, but yeah, that's pretty cool, and it's cool seeing him competing against the best players in the world and getting to watch him play and then compare my game to his and see what I can get better at. And as good as he is and as good as those guys are, it's not I'm not too far off, just a couple of things here and there.
It's just a matter of
fine line.
It's seriously it's been a huge testament to college golf, and honestly the product of the players that Tennessee is putting out as well, like the players that are continuing to come out of here, because college golf is ready, like especially your top college golf, especially a top program like this. They're ready to compete, but it's just a matter of who can do it under the lights, and that is what I've learned is that is much easier said than done.
You're starting to see more like media start to cover like college golf too. It's starting to get out there more. It's ready.
Well, the people want it. I think the people of the game want to watch the younger players compete because there's so much firepower, there's so much adrenaline, there's so much emotion, and the guys that can do it under the lights are undoubtedly ready to go and compete with anybody in the world right now. And I'm just trying to get to that point too.
Yeah, so one moment in the Live Tour so far that has just been special to you or that you'll never forget?
I don't think I'll ever forget probably that first week, honestly. Like, it was just a really tough week. I got food poisoning on Thursday.
What is it with you and food at this point?
I don't know. I got to start taking some multivitamins or something. But I got food poisoning on Thursday. It was literally throwing up. Didn't play a practice. Like, throwing up everywhere. It was the worst.
What was it? Where were you?
They said it was a salmon. There was 30 people that got sick.
Oh, my.
So I don't know what the deal was.
Mayakoba, right?
Mayakoba, yeah. They said it was something at the buffet. I don't know. Oh, but it was bad. And no practice round, was still throwing up Friday morning, which would have been first round. Somehow just battled through it, got through it all. Kind of fought my way to like 25th with like, I'm trying to think, like not that many holes to go. I might have been in like 18th with like 6 holes to go, and then I actually made a triple.
Oh my.
On 14 or 13, and I'll never forget it at birdie my last 5 holes in my first pro event. So that was pretty cool. It was a pretty sweet finish. And then I went on to play good next week in Vegas. So there's a lot of momentum early, but it was all because of a good fight. So I'll never forget that.
Okay, Bryce, I'll switch it over to you a little bit. But y'all just won another championship. Yeah. You've had 6 podium finishes. I mean, that's amazing. I think for y'all's program, that just really is a testament to how hard y'all work. But of your golf career here at Tennessee in those 6 years, you also have won SEC as well. But what's the best course you've ever played on as a Tennessee golfer? Both of you can answer.
As in a tournament?
Tournament? Yeah, let's say a tournament.
Oh my gosh. Honestly, dang.
Cherry Hills for me.
Well,
U.S. Amateur.
Like a Tennessee tournament? or like an amateur like just any tournament I've ever played in.
Any tournament.
Any tournament I've ever played in, got to be Riviera Country Club.
Why?
Because it's awesome.
What makes it awesome?
It's awesome.
The greens,
it's so good. It's just like so cool. It's like West Coast, super historic. A lot of like super famous people are members there. It's super exclusive, right in the middle of LA. It's a great golf course. It's really hard. It's in great condition, and they host the Genesis Invitational there every year, and it's like probably one of the biggest tournaments of the year. That one's pretty cool. And then I'd say, I don't know, a Tennessee course that like in a college event that we've played. I'd say probably like last week in San Francisco, TPC Harding Park was really good, just because they had the PGA Championship there when Morikawa won during COVID. That was cool. But we get to play a lot of cool places.
In Tennessee, we got, it's really overlooked, but honestly, where the SEC Championship is hosted is, I mean, they host a tour event there once a year, every year, for the last however many years. And, but that week in particular, they get the greens so firm, so fast. There's not a single blade of grass out of place on the entire golf course. So
shout out to the grounds crew.
Yeah, Sea Island,
at the SEC.
Sea Island, Seaside Golf Club. Definitely one of my favorite courses in college golf for sure.
All right, so you spoke a little bit about your new facility that you have. So you guys have a workout routine, I'm sure, for golf. What's that like? So I imagine it's a little different than like your average like football, softball, baseball sports.
We do a lot of like core leg strength. I would say, I mean, there's a lot of like rotation, mobility stuff, just because how much you're rotating in golf, and like it's not like a very physical sport. But over time, if you don't like take care of your body, you will start to like to be some repercussions of that.
So there's many trips to the cold plunges, many trips to the
saunas, and like just a lot of like trying to stretch out back work. I mean, trying to separate your upper body from your lower body. A lot of ground work, like trying to like box jump. A lot of like trying to use the ground when you explode up to hit a driver.
I cannot imagine like doing. I mean, so I watched Full Swing. I don't know if y'all have seen that on Netflix.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have.
Yeah.
But there, like, I kind of was watching. I think it was Jordan Spieth. He was doing his workout routine, like in the first like season of it, and it was so different. Like I would not imagine the band workouts.
Yeah.
Like that is, and he was like getting. I would be sore from that.
Yeah.
Those band workouts are no joke.
They are. It's very personalized here too.
It's not like you know, you're breaking a sweat and like you're really getting like heavy, but those they will do something.
And Webb Webb has done a great job with having our guy Greg Adamson. He's very intense. He's very like, you know, personal. So like everything is kind of to you, if that makes sense when you're working out, right? Like if you put the effort in to want to get better, like the staff is all going to match it. And what Greg does is he can help you like personalize your workouts in order to benefit you. Because what Bryce does like may not, you know, benefit me.
Right.
Like, so you know, I know Bryce is just
walk us through your daily
biggest, strongest guy in the world.
I do a lot of like strength stuff because when I came into school, I wasn't strong at all. I was like really skinny. I'm still pretty thin, but I like doing a lot of lower body strength stuff. You get a guy kind of like Laurent Demarche on our team. Like he's a big, tall Canadian, like super strong dude. Like he might not need to do as much of that work. He might need to do some like upper body, like, you know, restrictive work. You know, he's taller. I mean, it's just all different. And then like if you go to Greg with a plan on like why you want to do that stuff, then like he'll match. Like he'll give you a workout like that's kind of like specialized for you. And then what's cool now is that we can just go in there at any time and
that cold tub makes a difference. The cold tub, I mean, it seriously allows you to put in max effort every day because you won't be sore the next.
Yeah, you're not going to be sore, and it just makes you feel better. I mean, that's just like the little stuff that separates this place and like what Webb and Bo want to do and have a vision for this place. I just don't feel like a lot of coaches kind of put in the time for that. So
we talked a lot about you guys on the course, but let's get to know you guys off the course a little bit. We're going to go through rapid fire questions, one word only. Are you guys ready?
Let's do it.
Yes.
Yes. Favorite fast food?
Chick-fil-A.
In-N-Out.
Oh, it's disgusting.
Favorite thing to do when you're not playing golf?
Call of Duty.
Fish.
Okay. Favorite sport to watch other than golf?
Football.
College basketball.
College football. One word.
That was 2 words. College.
Collegiate football. Collegiate football.
Yeah, college basketball for me.
Dream trip for travel.
Destination?
Destination.
Fiji.
Why Fiji? Why Fiji?
He definitely had a Fiji water last night.
That's what it was. Yeah. I don't know. It just looks cool. I mean, I don't know. I want to go to like an island or something. Like just like a remote island.
I want to go to the middle of like Wyoming by myself and just rough it.
Those
Seriously.
are 2 very different answers. Y'all have had some very like
We're very
conflicting
different.
answers right
Opposites
here.
attract.
But okay, your favorite guilty pleasure song?
Anything Eminem.
Outlaw Women, Hank Williams Jr.
Okay. Best movie of all times?
Interstellar.
That's a long one.
That is brutal.
It's so good, dude. It's so good.
John Wick series.
Okay. Best TV series of all times?
Eastbound and Down.
I'm gonna say Suits.
Love Suits.
It's unbelievable.
Love it. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on to this episode of the Players Lounge. Make sure you guys follow us at TPL Tennessee and like, comment, subscribe. We are on all social platforms. And yeah, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for
Happy
having us.
Masters
Yeah.
Week.
Happy Masters
for having
Week.
us.
Go Vols.
Go Vols.
Yep.